Going on, guys? It's your boy coming back from another video inside the extended stay. Man, I love these hotels. I'm not a hotel guy, but these ones are nice. They always got the sink, the refrigerator, the microwave. So check it out. Ooh, for 60 bucks a night, me and the dog, we right. But don't get used to it. All right, so in this video, I'm going to talk about starting up your trucking company. The money that it costs just to get started. You know what I mean? Like, just for the little stuff, okay? So, some of this stuff can be done on your own. But when I started, there wasn't YouTube. There was no help. You know, the guys on Facebook were no different than they are now. They didn't want to help nobody at all. You know, and there was no YouTube. That's why I started this. I was the only hotshot YouTuber, other than, I think it's how to hotshot or something, but he hasn't been around in years. But now you've got everybody that wants to be a hotshot YouTuber. And unfortunately, a lot of them don't have enough time in the business to know all the details, you know. Some of them have good information, but some of them I just, you know, it's up to you guys. You guys are the one that has to live with your decision on who you listen to and who you don't listen to. So, all right, so the first thing is you've got to get your LLC. That you can't do by yourself, so you need your LLC. In your state and a business license, and I think that cost me right around 300 bucks. You can apply for it by yourself, but it still costs money. But as far as like the BOC3 and registered agent, that stuff you have to do, you know, with a service. But if you really look at it, the amount of money that these places charge to do this paperwork is minute compared to the result of getting it wrong. If you get it wrong, it could cost you an extra week or an extra 3 days. And if you're out here running for $600, $700, $800 a day, 3 days at $600 is what? $1,800. Because you didn't want to pay $150 to get it done right. So that's your LLC paperwork, your business license, your EIN, your DOT numbers, permits, your New York HUT, all that. A lot of people don't understand what they truly need. Like, you do need a New York HUT to run through New York, no matter what you run, no matter your rig. Unless you're a van, obviously, a single truck or trailer. Or truck or van expedite, but that's not who I cater to. Your New York or your KYU, you need over 55,000 pounds. Your Texas DOT, you need if you live in Texas and pick and drop in Texas. So it's little stuff like that, that a New York HUT ticket could be up to $2,000 for your first offense. Now you can get your DOT numbers and everything done for 600 bucks. And now your FMCSA filing charge alone is $3 and some change. So if you pay 300 bucks for a professional to know what you're doing, you know what I mean, then you're covered. You guys should think, oh, I'll do it alone, which is fine. But it's the same thing as somebody that wants to haul their own cars that thinks they can do it cheaper, and then by the time they get the breakdown or the fuel involved, it's the same price. It's the same kind of concept. So you're at let's call it 600 for the DOT, 300 for your LLC. So you're at 900 bucks, right? I'm just putting the numbers down here as we talk. I have some written down. So now here's the hefty one, and you should look into this first. Insurance down payment. So your insurance usually wants, stop. 20 to 30% down. So that's in most cases going to equal 25 to 3,500 bucks. That's usually what it's going to equal. So now if you're looking at 25, let's call it 3 grand because that's in the middle. So now we're 3,900 bucks. Now you need to get your truck and your trailer. So I'm not putting a number on this because it could be so different. Some may already own it. Some may pay cash. Some may finance, because you can really finance everything with very little down. Is it the best idea? Don't think so, but that's in another video you can go find. So we're not going to talk numbers on that one. And now you need your ramp, depending on what you're hauling. Your ramps, your chains, your binders, your straps, your tools to change your tires, to, you know, just everything that comes with car hauling or freight hauling. You need your dunnage. You need your edge protectors. You know, you need all that. And it's easy, if you're buying quality equipment, to get up around the $3,000 range. Some guys could be, as I recommend, do it a little at a time. Buy your chains here, your binders here, you know, that stuff. Make sure you keep track of what you got. I got a buddy, I think he's in Alabama. You know who you are. He listened, but he forgot to keep track of what he bought. So now he's got all this brand new equipment. He's got too much and he's got to sell it, which is cool. Somebody's getting a really good deal, but I just like to bust his chops. So be ready for that. You know, that a lot of people forget about that. And now some trailers are going to come with, if you buy a car hauler, to come with your straps. It'd save you a couple dollars, but you still got to make sure you've got your wood, your longer ramps. Don't go with your 6-foot steel ramps. Do not do that to yourself. You know, so you be up around 3 grand. So you're 6,900 bucks already. Now your fuel money, okay? Fuel, and I recommend you have enough for a full month. You want to have fuel for a full month. Because these numbers, they're going to set you up not only to succeed, but to not stress, okay? This is the bare minimum numbers, in my opinion, but it's also to make life easy. Because if you don't have enough money, then you have to live off the COD and the COP. And if you're doing that, you have 50% less loads that you can look at. You know, if you, like your CODs, there may be 3,000 loads. If you do quick pay, COD, company check, that kind of stuff, you may have 4,500 loads. But if you do all, like, I don't care, pay me. I got a factoring company. I can wait for the money. Need that factoring company, JD Factors, got you. Then you're up around probably 10,000 loads. Like, it's that big of a difference. Because there's a lot of 5, 10, and 15-day pays. And there is no company in the world that gets paid before they do the work. So if you guys are coming out here and you're going to ask for half up front or full thing up front, come on, man. Would you want to pay me to take your car not knowing how it's going to get there? Put yourself in the shoes of the customer, right? So fuel, 4 to 5 grand per month is easy. I do about 1,000 to 1,200. I got a buddy, Trouble Man. He does about 8 to 9 a week. But he's got a smaller truck, smaller rig. He doesn't haul the weight. But he still does really good. You know, it's just, it fluctuates. But you don't know what it's going to be till you get out there. 4 grand, you should be good. And now you want to have your bill some way, somehow covered for 3 months. Now, if your wife, spouse, significant other, whatever works, then you may not need the full 3 months. But if you rely, like me, we rely on my income. And yeah, I did it. I made the mistake. I went out. I started this business with 5 grand. It took a year and a half before it was like, cool, we're on easy street, you know what I mean? Not stressing about this and that, but because it takes time to get everything in order. So I would recommend 3 months bills, whatever your bills are, you know what I mean? You've got to do that number. Let's say they're $2,000. Most are more than $2,000. That's a lot of people's mortgages, but I'm going to go on the low. On the low, $6,000. Now you're at 4, that's $10,000. For your equipment, that's 3, that's 13. Insurance is 3, is 16. Then you've got your 9 for your DOT stuff. So we're right around 20 grand. And I'm sure, I know I'm missing stuff. Like this isn't your ELD isn't in there. The stuff to make your bed's not in there. Like that prep stuff, I didn't include in this. This is just hard, fixed cost stuff. Like, this is the stuff you will need. You can't get around. You can sleep on the back seat of your truck. It's not a big deal. Your ELD may be $100, you know, so I went from 19 to 20. But, guys, this is not a business you start with $1,000 in the bank if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Please, please, please don't do it to yourself, because these trucks, I've never seen a used truck come out here and not have a 6-month break-in period. You've got to think. We put more miles on these trucks in 6 months than they do in a year or 2 years. I bought my 07 with 100,000 miles on it, clean, immaculate. That thing was a nightmare. Because it wasn't ran hard. It just wasn't. Like, it wasn't used to it. It couldn't handle it. So I ended up putting a lot of work and money into it. Especially if you buy one with the emissions and the DEF and all that. So, guys, if you're going to get into this business, do it right. Prepare yourself for the longevity. You may only have one time to do this. You know, it costs so much money that if you save up $10,000 and you fail, now you've got to start all over and get $20,000 because you know 10 don't work. So take your time, work for somebody, learn the business. This is all about business management. It's not about hauling cars or hauling freight. Like, I could take my mindset that I use every day and run just about any business. Now, yes, there's going to be tweaks and turns on different stuff in that business. But as far as the mindset, numbers matters, you can run any business with it. So, if you don't know much about business, take a little business class. You know, read some books, watch some videos. But, guys, make sure you have enough money to start your business. And if you don't, but you need to get out here, lease on. Lease on with somebody. Get your truck, get your trailer. Lease on, learn the business, learn how to roll, and life would be easier. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get a shower, get cleaned up, get ready to hit the road. But, yeah, I can't believe I haven't done this number yet, or this video yet, but here it is. So, guys, we got consultations in the, you can go to hotshotdave.com, get a consultation. I mean, I've sold more consultations in the last month than in a long time. And if you guys are buying a consultation, make sure you have all your questions and all that together, all right? So you got the mentorship, the consultation, Hotshot Wedges, my email. Like, share, subscribe, hit that ding ding, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.